This is the plaintiff, Philip. He says he met the defendant at a restaurant where she works as a waitress. And when she was in a bind, he loaned her some money. A few weeks later, she got into another bind, and he gave her a picture of his credit card and loaned her more money. Unfortunately, she took his credit card number and charged $1,962.06 on it, then blocked his number and is trying to run out on the loans he gave her. So he's here suing her today for every penny of it. This is the defendant, Joanne. She says the plaintiff did give her money to help her out and told her she didn't have to pay him back. When she got on her feet, she told him she'd like to give him the money back, and he said she didn't have to if she had sex with him. She never expected anything like that regarding the plaintiff and owes him nothing because the money he gave her was a gift, not a loan. She's accused of taking money and not giving anything back.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff met the defendant at a restaurant where he loaned her tons of money. Now, she took his credit card number and went wild. The defendant says it was a gift. It's the case of coffee, tea, or me.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right, you are suing the defendant because, according to you, she racked up $1,962 in charges on your credit card. How did she get your credit card?
I give it to her.
Why?
I've known her since 2016.
Okay.
When she worked at a restaurant that we frequently often. And, you know, every time we'd go in, she'd wait on us.
Who's us?
My wife and I.
Okay.
But over the course of the next year, you know, we just become mutual friends.
Did your wife know that you gave a young lady a credit card? Go on.
She's very much aware of it.
Is your wife here?
No, she's not.
Okay, go on.
And then in 2018, every year I get a Christmas bonus. I always try to share it with someone. 2018.
Oh, one time you shared $1,000 of your Christmas bonus with this young lady, right?
Yes.
Did your
yes.
wife know about that?
Yes.
$1,000. And did you and your wife give it to her together so she wouldn't get the wrong idea?
I give her my credit card.
Can I? No, I'm talking about the $1,000.
No, it was all on the credit card. I did not give her any cash.
Okay, I'm confused. Did you say he gave you $1,000?
Yes, he did.
$1,000 in cold hard cash?
No, as a tip.
So he paid his tab at the restaurant and added a $1,000 tip on the tab.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you serious?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Is that what you meant by it was on a credit card?
No.
No.
You still say you didn't give her a $1,000 tip?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any evidence of that?
I don't.
Okay. What'd you do when you saw a $1,000 tip?
I cried.
With him, in front of him, thanking him? How did it work?
I did. I thanked him before he left, and then they left, and I cried.
Was the whole restaurant up in arms about it and stuff, and ringing bells and all that things that they do when there's a big tipper? Or?
No, they
No?
weren't.
All right. How old are you?
I just turned 21.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Who's the lady next to you?
This is my mom.
Step on up, ma'am. Did you know that your daughter was getting a $1,000 tip from a man 20 years older than her?
Didn't realize he was as old as he is. Didn't realize he was married.
But had she told you I got a $1,000 tip today?
She told me about the tip. I didn't know the gentleman at the time.
Did she tell you he gave me his credit card and I'm charging things on it?
When it came to the credit card, she told me he had offered it. I told
but
her.
whether he offered it or not, what did you say to your daughter when you
I
learned
told
that?
her, no, he's trying to buy you.
Okay. Why are you accepting his generosity? What is your thinking? Just, hey, he offered it, I'm taking it? What's your thinking on this?
I turned it down a couple of times, but I was just in a really bad situation, and
Let me tell you what a really bad situation is. You can't eat. Like before you're eating Alpo, you can resort to your mother because your mother's here with you at this lawsuit. So I know she's supportive. I know she gets involved. And so when you say bad situation, I don't know if it's really that bad. So how much did you rack up on his credit card?
I spent $1,300.
$1,300. And what was the $1,300 for?
$300 was for a bail bond for my friend, which we paid him back immediately.
Okay, do you have any evidence of paying him back the $300?
I don't.
Does that sound familiar?
Must have amnesia because I don't, just like I don't remember $1,000. It was only 2 zeros behind that one. I don't remember 3. Whenever
Let me
she
ask
said,
you a question. You
Okay,
hand a young lady your credit card
yes,
and she charges something on it. The
Yes.
first month the statement comes in, what had she charged?
Basically gas, the bail bondsman, more gas, McDonald's, Bojangles, Shortstop, Taco Bell, gas, cigarettes, more gas.
Why don't you tell her you can't use the card anymore?
I took it back from her.
Okay, and then, so you took the card back from her, and then how were there additional charges then? They came in after that?
They came in after that. She had made 2 payments.
How much did she pay, according to you?
$130, $70 whenever she worked at a nightclub, and another $60 at one of the restaurants she worked
So
at.
she paid a total of $130, according to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And according to you, she racked up $1,572.06, not $1,300. Now, according to you, you will not pay him because what ends up happening? Tell me.
I told him it would be a while for me to pay him back because I did move and I did get a new house. And he just told me he didn't want me to pay him back. He wanted me to do other stuff instead.
Like what?
He said he wanted to, like at the time when he said that I owed him $600, he said he wanted to tie me up for like 600 minutes. And just all this stuff.
What else did he say?
He said that his wife wanted me to like do stuff with her as well. And just a bunch of other stuff.
I need to know what he said.
He just said, don't pay me back the money and just, we can work it out another way instead. You can do this, you can do, I don't know.
What did you do when you heard that?
I said no, and then I blocked him.
Okay. Did you tell anybody?
Mm-mm.
Did you call the police or call your mom or anybody else and tell them? When did this supposedly happen?
It was maybe like January, February.
Okay. Did you ask for sexual favors from her?
Do you believe this guy told his wife?
No way. He's not telling his wife.
Was he on the prowl?
Yeah. 100%.
110%?
150%.
Going inside the courtroom.
There was one time whenever she worked at the men's club, I said, if you want, you can start dancing. I said, I would like a lap dance. But that was where she was actually employed at a strip club where you get paid to do lap dances.
Well, the establishment is supposed to get paid, right?
Yes.
I was a
But you were
cocktail
telling her
waitress.
to work off her.
No. I said not to work off. I was just.
She was a waitress.
I'm sorry, hold on one second. You were telling her, I'll give you a chance to respond, but let him talk first though, right?
Yes, ma'am.
According to you, she was a stripper?
No, she was. I said if she become a stripper. At that time, she was a cocktail waitress. I said if you become a stripper, I would enjoy a lap dance.
Why would you say that to a 21-year-old who's not a dancer? I can only think of one situation where requesting a lap dance would be acceptable, and that's when you're at a place that offers lap dances, not when you're talking to a 21-year-old waitress, right?
Right. And the establishment she was working in was where you get lap dances.
From waitresses?
No.
Some of the waitresses also dance as well.
No.
Does she dance?
She doesn't know.
Then
She
you
was
wouldn't
talking
get a
about
lap-
it.
Then you wouldn't get a lap dance, right?
No, she
And
said.
so do you say that to her when she's talking about it taking her a while to pay you back?
No.
That's when when do you bring it up? Because she was never a lap dancer, so when do you bring it up?
She was talking about her manager tried to get her to dance. And I was like, well, if you do dance, I would wouldn't mind having a lap dance. But that was because of where she was at, not privately or anything else.
When you said that to her, where were you?
She was actually making the first payment at the men's club in Raleigh.
Okay. Why don't you not take money from a man unless your eyes are wide open? Because
Yes, ma'am.
he's not Santa Claus, is he?
No.
Okay. So if we don't want to find ourselves, because I see you here, you're crying, you're shocked, you're appalled, but I have to tell you, the best course of action for you as a young woman is to always maintain a position of strength. I have zero problem with you working at, a dancer's club. I have zero problem with you being a dancer if you want to be. I just want you to be in a position of strength and not, you see what I'm saying? So if you know you're taking a guy for a ride, then own that. Okay? And if you're not taking him for a ride, don't accept his credit card. Because trust me, what he wants is probably a ride.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So he says what you charged was $1,572.06. He says that you paid From that, I'm supposed to subtract the 130, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you say you paid more. You say, according to you, you paid how much?
I paid $300.
Okay.
And we also gave him that money for the bail, so
Okay, so then that would leave you owing 900 and something. Not 300 like your answer says, but 900 and something. So I'm gonna find that she owes you and must pay you $972.06 of that credit card bill. And maybe you could keep your credit card in your pants. Good luck.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack here, so we are going to take a break. When we come back, Doug will be in the courthouse hallway with the litigants.
So, the plaintiff prevails. Both litigants got a little bit of a lecture from the judge. If you'll step over here. What do you think about what the judge just had to say to you?
I think I learned a really valuable lesson, and I'll never, ever put myself in a situation like that again.
Because you sure did.
I did.
You should have learned this from your parents a long time ago.
She should have.
Would
Should have
you
listened to her
agree?
mother.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
You shocked to hear some of this testimony?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Most definitely.
Well, you've learned a lesson.
Yes, sir.
Hard way to do it, but okay.
Yes, sir.
Good luck to you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you very much. Well, you didn't get $1,900. Are you surprised? I'm sorry that some of this testimony came out in court today. What you-
Oh, no. I mean, it is what it
look
is.
at you. You give her a credit card. Oh, what kind of a guy does that?
One that is actually good-hearted.
Really?
Yes.
And you weren't expecting anything in return for that?
Oh, why would I? There's
Well,
not
at one
any-
point you
I mean,
finally did ask for something. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, Doug, I got to tell you, first of all, I mean, the guy's story just does not hold water. But the second thing is, when you watch this case, watch it carefully, because this is what not to do on both sides.